Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn Geography chapter number 5, Water. The Earth is considered as an unique planet. Why the Earth is known as an unique planet? Because life exists only in a narrow zone where land, air and water contact with each other. And this domain is called the biosphere. And life exists only on the earth, and that is why earth is known as an unique planet. Now we are going to learn about water in this chapter, and first of all we are going to learn the water cycle. What do you mean by water cycle? Now water has many forms. Water continually changes its forms. Now first, as you can see in this diagram, the ocean water, when the temperature is high, the ocean water converts into water vapor and it rises. When it rises above and it's gradually cool down and condense the clouds. Now, when it condenses and form the clouds, then these clouds cause what? Precipitation. Precipitation means what, students? Precipitation means rain, snowfall, hailstorm, and water returns to the earth falling on land or sea, etc. So this cycle, the water changes into water vapor, go up, condense, cool down and condense and form the clouds. These clouds go further and then as a rain, hailstorm, snowfall, it falls down on the earth, and through river and through streams it goes into the ocean again. So this cycle is known as water cycle, and we can also say this the hydrological cycle. Now, there are certain human activities such as cutting down of trees, polluted water bodies and wasting water has affected this water cycle adversely. So many human activities adversely affect the water cycle. Now, how can we conserve our water? Water is a renewable and recyclable source, yet it is become scarce. We must take strong resolve to conserve the water. Do you know, every year we celebrate 22nd March as World Water Day. Now, how we conserve the water? There are many ways to conserve the water. Now, first is ensure all taps and appliances are in order. Avoid flushing press in the toilets. Use a bucket for watering plants. Use water in which fruits and vegetables have been washed to water potted plants. Any water left in the bottles should be poured over a plant rather than throwing it down the drains. Use washing machines only with a full load. Reuse the water used for rinsing clothes. Make rainwater harvesting compulsory. Now we are going to learn about the distribution of water. Students, do you know Earth is called the watery planet? Why it is called watery planet? Because 70% of the Earth's surface is covered with water and only 29% is covered with land area. So that is why only it is also known as watery planet. Now students, the domain of water, wherever the water is available, that particular domain is known as hydrosphere. Do you know 2/3 of the earth is covered with water, yet the water fit for human consumption is only 3%. Means we can consume only 3% water from 71% water on the earth. 97% of water on the earth is saline water. Now student, do you know what is saline water? Saline water means the salty water, and it is found in ocean and seas, which is not suitable for human consumption. Now see here, out of 3% of fresh water, 2% is in the form of ice caps and glaciers. Now 71% water is available on earth. From that 71%, we can use only 3% water, that is in the form of fresh water. And that from 3% fresh water, 2% is in the solid form, means in ice caps and glaciers. So we cannot use that. We use only 1% water, that is in the form of liquid, that is in the form of surface water. Fresh water is the most valuable natural resource and must be used judiciously without wasting or polluting it. Now see, you can see here, the amount of salt in the ocean water is called salinity. It means that 100 gram of ocean water contains 35 gram of salt. Now we are going to learn about movement of ocean water. Oceans are very large water bodies surrounding the continents. There are 4 main oceans on the surface of the earth. These are Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean and Arctic Ocean. Now students, there are so many movements in the water. Now these movements happens due to difference in temperature, salinity and prevailing winds. The movement can be categorized as waves, tides and currents. Now we are going to learn about waves. What do you mean by waves? When surface water of the ocean rises and falls alternately, they are called waves. Now when the water rises above and falls down, this movement is known as waves. We all know that. Now how this happen? Why this movement is happen? So these are caused by the action of wind. Because of wind, this particular thing is happen. The wave travel in the direction of the wind. The shape and height of the wave depends on the speed of the wind. A light breeze means gentle wind. When the gentle wind produces gentle waves, while strong wind cause huge waves like tsunami. Now students, one major incident is there, and that is the Asian tsunami, which struck the Indian Ocean on 26 December 2004, and that is considered as the deadliest disaster ever. Now, what do you mean by tsunami? Tsunami comes from the word su, meaning harbor, and nami, meaning wave. It means huge tidal waves. These waves are also known as harbor waves. A tsunami can be caused due to underwater earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and underwater massive explosions. Now we are going to learn about the ocean currents. The horizontal movement of ocean water in the form of streams in a definite direction is called an ocean currents. When the particular form of water, if there is a mountain and if from here the particular movement of water is happening, then this water formation, this water is fall down from the high area to the lower side of area. So this movement, this stream formation movement of water is caused ocean currents. Now see, the factors which give rise to ocean currents and modify their courses are action of planetary winds, variations in temperature and density of ocean water, rotation of the earth, shapes of coastlines. Shapes of coastline means what I explain you over here, means if there is a mountainous areas and water moving from this area, so it falls down, and if falls down it creates even electricity, it generates electricity, and the falling movement of water create the currents, ocean currents. Now ocean currents may be classified in two forms. First is warm ocean currents and second is cold ocean currents. Now what do you mean by warm ocean currents and what do you mean by cold ocean currents? First we are going to learn about the warm ocean currents. Those currents which originate near the equator and move towards the poles were warm currents. Now you can see here. See, this is the earth. Then this one is the equatorial line. Now, this is the equatorial line. These are near the equator areas are known as tropical areas. These are the tropical areas. Then this one. These are the tropical areas. These are the temperate areas. And these are known as frigid zone. Okay, so this is the earth division. Latitude and longitude, we know about it, right? When the water moves from equator to the pole side, these are the pole side, north and south. When the movement of ocean water generates from equator and it moves towards the poles, then this particular formation, this particular movement form warm currents. And what is cold currents? So you can see here, the cold currents move from the poles towards the tropics or lower latitudes. Poles are the higher areas, right? Now see, when the ocean water movement generate from the pole areas and it moves toward the lower latitude, it moves toward the lower areas, then this particular formation is known as cold currents. Now see students, here the general circulation of ocean current is clockwise in the northern hemisphere and anti-clockwise in the southern hemisphere. Now where the warm ocean currents and cold ocean currents meet each other, then when the warm water and cold water meet with each other, so it creates a fog, right? It creates a dense fog, and that is why when the fog is there, the visibility decreases. We cannot see anything over there, and that is why it is difficult situation to sail our ship, right? And another thing, turbulent ocean water further pose more challenges. Now, what do you mean by turbulent water? Turbulent ocean water means, turbulent means sudden changes. If because of the temperature or because of any situation, the changes happen in ocean water, then that sudden changes also create many problems, also create many challenges to sail the ship. Now, these areas where the warm and cold ocean currents meet are also the best fishing grounds in the world. We can find plenty of fish over there. Planktons, which are an excellent source of food for fishes, are found here in abundance.